Hey, on this episode of Urban Monk TV, I'm going to install this battery maintainer trickle charger with the SAE electrical leads on it. Welcome to Urban Monk TV. Okay, so here on Urban Monk TV, we tend to get into sometimes pretty deep projects where, say, I'm pulling the engine out of a motorcycle, replacing the stator inside the engine, or maybe doing a top-end engine rebuild, things like that. But, owning a motorcycle is not just jobs like that. In fact, it rarely is jobs like that. And sometimes, the more simple jobs are the ones that need to get done. So today is one of those days. I own a V-Strom. It's a modern, made after the year 2000 motorcycle, though that doesn't really matter so much. But it's like many other motorcycles out there where it's a 12-volt system with a battery of some kind in it. And when we're riding the bikes, the charger or stator or alternator on the bike's engine charges and maintains our battery along with the voltage regulator and the rectifier. But when the bikes are sitting, the batteries often are being discharged slowly, and they need to be kept topped off to get the longest life out of your battery that you can. So for a long time, I have used a simple, super cheap battery maintainer that has just 2 alligator clips on it. And every time I use it, I need to connect it directly to the battery. But here's what happens typically. I come walking up to my bike and want to access the battery, and 9 times out of 10 I don't have my keys on me, so I can't get the seat off. So then I go back and get my keys. So then with my key, I can loosen up the seat, but on my bike, I can't get the seat off without first taking this off. So then I need the other key. And I take the top box off. And then I find somewhere to put this thing down where it's going to be out of the way. Then I can get the seat off. And I finally have access to my battery. Wouldn't it be nice if I could just walk out to the bike, plug the thing in without removing all of this stuff? I know it doesn't seem like much, but after a while owning the bike, I get to the point where I just want the convenience of having a plug on the external part of the bike somewhere that I can just plug into and know that my battery is being taken care of. That's where this cool little charger comes in. This is from Moto. It is a maintainer or trickle charger that can work with either 6-volt or 12-volt batteries. It can work anywhere in the world with either, all kinds of different AC power inputs. Here in the United States, that's typically 110, 120, but elsewhere it can be 220, and it doesn't matter how many cycles. It's a global solution. Leads of over 7 feet from the outlet, and most importantly to me, it has this lead that I can permanently mount on the bike, and it will be there without having to remove the seat. Now, there's some additional neat features about this thing that I'll talk about later in the video. So let's get this thing installed.
If you like motorcycles, custom builds, or just like a good story about a man's 3-year effort to build a tribute to his childhood teacher, get a copy of Creating Mr. Corton. In it, you'll learn how this man changed this man for the better. How this man took this and built this. how these guys became lifelong friends and enthusiasts of motorcycling and craftsmanship, and how the name Urban Monk originated. It's available from Amazon anywhere in the world that Amazon ships, in both paperback and ebook, or you can purchase through a link found on urbanmonktv.com. Get your copy of Creating Mr. Corton today.
So one of the first things I want to think about before I put the lead on my bike is where do I want to put this thing? Couple of considerations. My bike and most bikes have a kickstand on the left-hand side. I can't think of a single one that is otherwise. When I approach the bike from this side, you know, things are down toward the ground here and they're lower. But on this side of the bike, everything's kind of pointing up at me. And so, just like when I'm on a trip, I try to put the items that I need to access most often in the pannier or side case on this side. I'll probably want to put this on this side also because I'll be getting at it often. But you put yours wherever it makes sense to you. The next thing is just simply to connect the leads. They make it obvious and easy here. Red is for positive, black is for negative. Now I already have some other leads on my battery for an auxiliary light circuit that I put on a long time ago, but you can take a look. I've got a video series on how to do that. But I tend with vehicles to always disconnect negative first. I will need to reset my clock now because I turned the power off there. And then let's get this back down. So first my main battery lead, then any of these extra leads. I also have a cigarette lighter style AC jack up in the front of the bike for charging my phone or other accessories. Oops. And then we'll just tighten this up. Should be good. Make sure it's snug. Don't overdo it. And then our positive. Snug. Then you want to put this fuse holder, this comes with a 7.5 amp blade fuse in it. Put that down out of the way where it isn't going to interfere with the seat coming down. You know, possibly if it's on top of the battery, there may not be clearance for it. So see if you can tuck that away. And then on my bike, Suzuki has put a nice little notch here where this can ride right here. I may tuck it under, yeah, under there to hold it. And that's it underneath the battery, or underneath the seat. Just from another angle you can see how I've routed that. Except for one little thing I'm going to do is just put a zip tie here just in case this gets pulled or snagged in some way. It'll take some pressure off the actual leads on the battery and just hold it there. Small thing, but I think it's a good move. Then I put my seat back on. And you can see how inconspicuous the plug is once the seat is on the bike. And yes, I know, I need to wash my bike. So now, when I arrive from riding with my bike configured like this, I can immediately plug in my charger with minimal effort. Now when I plug in the Moto battery charger, it first gives me a red indicator that it's on, and then it gives me a status right away with the green light. Green meaning fully charged, red meaning charging. Of course, my battery's in good condition right now, so it's just maintaining. This thing will actually charge a battery over a long period of time, but it'll do it gently. And gently is good with motorcycle batteries, whether you have a wet cell, lead acid battery, or you've got an AGM or absorbed glass mat battery. You want to charge your battery gently. If you charge too fast, too strong, you can cook your battery and do more damage than good. So really this charger is meant to be a battery maintainer, but it will bring a battery up from a state of discharge over time if necessary. So here's the other cool things about this charger is the things that come in the box. You get some alligator clips if you want to use this charger on a battery external to the bike, or just have an application where this is how you need to attach. You can use it in that way, so it's a little more flexible. You have one of these cigarette lighter type plugs if you need an application that would use that. And I don't think that's going to be fused. Yeah, it probably is fused inside here. Let me check on that. Yeah, it is fused in there. So they've thought of that. So that's a nice added feature. But to me, the fact that they give you 2 of these leads with another fuse in it is fantastic for those of us that have more than one motorcycle. I can have this on my second bike, and while I'm out riding one, I can be maintaining the battery in the other. The other cool thing about having this plug lead on my bike while I'm riding, fused, going directly to my battery, is that if I were in a cold weather location of the world, or if I plan to go riding in cold weather, and I had a heated vest or maybe some heated gloves or something like that that required power from the bike, they typically have a plug like this, or you can retrofit to a plug like this. They're very common, and I can plug in my heated vest, and I've got a power source right near me, the rider, to power that device. So that's it, guys. That's the Alpha Moto battery maintainer. I'll put a link as to where you can find where I got this. I believe their website is thealphamoto.com. This came shipped to me pretty fast, and so I was happy with that. It's a good little product. Hey, if you want to learn more about motorcycle maintenance or repair of motorcycles or custom building, check out this channel. There's a lot more information here than simple jobs like this. I get in pretty deep. I've done a top-end engine rebuild, beginning to end, and I like to show things step by step with the detail you need to do this yourself. Means for a little bit longer videos, but you need that information if you're really into doing it. And check out my book, Creating Mr. Corton. It is available on urbanmonktv.com or on Amazon. And it is a memoir of the build of my 1978 GS 550 Cafe Racer. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you'd like to become an urban monk. Thanks for watching.